Good morning, everyone. Our lesson today is lesson 5 from chapter 1, adding and subtracting real numbers. And before we start, I want to remind you or remember together the meaning of real numbers. Actually, real numbers are all of the numbers that we can deal with, we can make our calculations with, including rational, irrational, radicals, whole numbers, integers, decimals, square roots, fractions. All of the numbers that I can deal with, I call them the real numbers. In the other side, I have the undefined numbers. That numbers, I cannot make calculations with them. I cannot deal with them in math. Like, for example, if I say 8 over 0, how can I deal with it? It's undefined. It's undefined in math. Now, today we will our objective is to know how to add and subtract, as I'm saying, the real numbers. So, now we have actually two ways to deal with the real numbers, adding and subtracting. We have the number line and dealing with real number using the calculations including the signs of negative and positive. First of all, let's deal with this number line. Now we have said before that the number line is the line that has all of the real numbers on it. Okay, I have 0 in the middle of the number line, and to the right of it, it's the positive number only. This is why I can see only positive numbers, because actually 0 is here, and I have the negative number to the left of the 0. Now, as you can notice, that as I'm going from left to right, as I'm moving from left to right, the numbers are increasing. So you can notice that actually the process here is addition. I'm adding numbers here together so that my numbers will be greater. While on the other side, if you are moving from left to right, from right to left, you will notice that the numbers are decreasing. And look, you can find it here, it's 7, while here it's 2. So what's the operation that makes my number less or decrease? It's actually subtraction. So as you are going to the right, you add. As you are going to the left, you subtract. Let's, for example, if I ask you to write the equation that describes what is happening here. Now, since my arrow is starting with 8, so I will take 8 and circle it. And it will be my, start will be at 8. So I will write it 8 plus. Why it's a plus? Because I'm going to the right side. Okay. Then I can jump the steps that, the arrows move or change. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4. And without even making calculations, I can just look at the number that the arrows ended at, which is here, it's a 12. Okay, so this is how we make our calculations on number line. Okay, choose the start, count how many steps, then just look at the number and write the result. Now, let's, for example, try to solve here. Since we solved there the addition, let's try to solve the subtraction. Look here, we start at 2, as you can notice. Okay, so I will circle 2. Okay, then they subtract, so we will move how many steps? We will move 5 steps to the right or to the left, miss? Of course, to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and immediately I can write, okay, I can write the result. So it will be 2 minus 5 steps from right to left. It will be negative 3. Okay, now let's make my calculations using the rules of adding and subtracting real numbers. Now actually I have two main rules, and if you notice we are talking about adding here. This is does this mean that subtraction is not included? No, miss, it's included. But you will notice that when I making subtraction, actually I'm talking about it, I indicate to it in the sign of the numbers, okay, that when I have, you know, a negative sign, and we will speak about the rules just now. Now let's start with the first rule, which is adding two numbers with the same sign. What does it mean with the same sign? If I have two signs are positive, or two signs for the two numbers are negative. This is it. And here, do we have here same sign for 5 and negative 2? No. Do we have the same sign for negative 3 and negative 6? Yes, miss. Do we have same sign for 7 and 4? No. So in my situation here, I'm actually talking about two numbers with the same sign. In this situation, I ignore the signs if they were positive or negative, and I just add them together. So 3 plus 6 will be 9, okay? Then at the end, I will add the sign to the result, to the sum of them. I will add the sign that exists, okay? And it will be here, for example, if I have negative 3 plus negative 6, I will add them together, ignoring the sign, so it will be 3 plus 6, and it will be 9. Then I will use the negative sign since both of them has negative, so both of them have negative, so it will be negative 9. So the answer here will be negative 9, okay? Now, the other step or the other rule, let's say, is the rule that is talking about when I am making addition. I am making, actually, there is positive, okay, so I'm making addition, but with two different signs. One of them is positive, the other one is negative. Now, in this situation, again, I ignore the signs, but I make subtraction. I subtract the, you know, the smaller number from the bigger number, ignoring the signs, okay? So and then I will put the sign of the greater number, okay? The greater number that I have, I will put its sign to the, you know, the sum or the answer. For example, here you can notice that these two numbers are what? Both of them have, you know, different sign, right? This have negative, we have negative 2, and we have plus 5, because actually when there is no sign, it means that it's positive. So we make our calculations like we subtract. We ignore the sign here and we subtract 5 minus 2 equals 3. Then, miss, I ask myself, which number is the greatest number or the greater one here? It's 5. What's the sign of 5? It's positive, so I put positive 43. Let's go to the other one, which is negative 7 plus 4. Again, what's the operation between them? It's addition, so no problem. But both of them have different sign. So what shall we do? We ignore the signs. We subtract 7 minus 4. It's a 3. Then we ask ourselves, what's the, you know, the greater number here? The greatest number is 7. Okay, so what's its sign? It's negative, so I will put it for 3. I will put for 3 negative sign. Okay, these are the main two rules. I just deal with them. Let's solve some examples, miss. Okay, let's take 5 from the examples, and I want you to try to solve the others before we go to the book. For example, when I say 15 plus negative 7, look at 15 and 7. Do they both have the same sign? No, miss. One of them is negative and the other one is positive. So what shall I do? I ignore the signs. I just subtract the greater minus the smaller, or the, you know, this number. 15 minus 7. 15 minus 7. It's plus, it's what? 15 minus 7, it's 8. Okay, and okay,